And joining us now, Dan Ya. He is the CEO and co-founder of the web platform Callebs. Dan, thanks very much for joining us. A lot to discuss, and I know that AI tech is really kind of your thing, if it would be. But let's talk. When you talk about the United States and China these days, you have to talk about the ongoing trade dispute. President Xi talked about, during his keynote address, talked about how cooperation rather than separation can go a long way to bridging those differences. What do you think people stand to gain, if indeed that would happen? Do you think this is going to open some eyes and indeed open some doors for the U.S. businesses, for the fact that the world can now look at this expo unfolding?
Yeah, well, China has one of the biggest middle class of any country in the world. Actually, China has the biggest middle class. The Chinese middle class is greater than the entire population of the United States. It's a huge market, which a lot of American companies are dying to take advantage of. And this trade war is definitely injecting a lot of uncertainties into the equation. And it's in a way kind of ironic because the United States has been a champion of free trade for 70 years, and now we're seeing that the United States is closing in within itself, veering towards protectionism, while China is now becoming the new champion of free trade in the world. And I think, in a way, that the trade war is definitely damaging to both countries, but there's definitely a genuine desire to reach a truth and return to a cooperative agreement between two countries.
Let's talk about AI, how that's going to play out there, as well as tech advancements. Clearly, China has a great deal to offer. If you talk to experts, China and the United States are basically jockeying for leadership in AI moving into this century. To what degree is that playing an important role in the expo?
Well, AI is perhaps the most important technology of the 21st century. It is estimated going to be $1 trillion market, and it's going to replace a lot of jobs. So whichever country that controls AI will be the one with the initiative to decide which path we go down in the future. So we're seeing that China is playing catch up to the United States. A lot of the artificial intelligence technology, such as deep learning, are invented in the United States. But what you're seeing is that China is pumping a tremendous amount of venture capital into the system, and they're opening up the visa process, trying to attract the brightest mind around the world to come to China to do research. And it's showing a lot of results. In some sectors of the technology, such as facial recognition, China is already ahead of the United States. And in several other sectors, they're getting close.
Let's talk about that, because French President Macron talking with President Xi Jinping today, and while the U.S. sent a pared back official delegation there, the European Union is looking to make more and more deals, and Xi Jinping said this is a time for China to show that it is indeed opening up. Will the thousands of companies there see that, or is there still a lot that needs to be done on China's part to continue to open up?
Well, it's a continual process. So one of the things Xi Jinping addressed is intellectual property protection. So I think in that field, there's a lot of progress that still need to be made. But overall, what President Xi Jinping said is that we are open for business. We want free trade, and it's showing that it's capable of having a positive trade relationship with the European Union. And I think you are seeing a genuine desire to have a stop to this trade war.
Dan, it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds this week. Last year alone, China spent about $115 billion on luxury goods. This year, they expect it could be $170 billion. We'll watch it this week, and we'll continue to check back in with you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.